So the finals is obviously a very competitive, sweaty game, as it should be. It is the perfect game to have that sort of playstyle and mentality. However, the downside to games like that is that it does result in it being very frustrating a lot of the time, mostly due to the way certain players will play the game. Today, for a bit of fun, I wanted to go over 5 players that we all hate in the finals. And don't worry, I will be doing a follow-up to this that is on the lighter side too, covering 5 players that we love. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that one too. But like I said, today we are focusing on 5 players that we all hate in the finals. Now, the first one on this list is the sweaty cloak and shotgun users, who are definitely running rampant in the game at the moment. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a great way to play the game and it is very, very effective. The reason that so many people do it is because it is obviously a very solid way to play the game. And obviously in a game like this, you want to win as many games as you can. And therefore, a lot of people will just do kind of whatever they can to win those games. That being said, it is also so infuriating when you are sweating an objective trying to get the win and someone just kind of comes along and 2-taps you before you even know that they exist. There'll often be times I'm just in a gunfight and someone comes and sort of third parties me, but it's not even really a fair fight because they have literally killed me before I even knew that they were there. This is definitely one of those playstyles that is so fun to play by yourself. If you're the one running around with the cloak and shotgun, it's obviously super fun and I think we all enjoy doing that. Yet when anyone else does it to you, it obviously causes a lot of frustration. It is one of those real love-hate relationships in this game. With all of that being said, I do genuinely think this does need a nerf. I think the fact that the shotgun can essentially 2-tap a heavy, that is pretty mental. So it is definitely a little bit overpowered in my opinion, but like I said, I have played this way plenty of times before and it is a very effective way to play the game. Now, next up we have the turret spammer. The turrets in this game are so freaking annoying and there is nothing worse when someone or often multiple people on the other team are spamming them at seemingly every single location on the map. At least as of recording this, unless they've patched it in the time that I've scheduled this to go live, there is no delay on the turret. So as soon as you are in their line of sight, they just start shooting at you immediately, which can often make it impossible to escape them. The amount of times that I've been on 1 health and just try to get out of their field of view and they just instantly kill you just from 1 bullet, it is absolutely insane. They don't often actually get the kill on you, they mostly just make it very frustrating to get around when you are nearby. The fact that you can put this in a room protecting an objective and as soon as someone has walked through that door, they are instantly being shot at, that is just absolutely mental. And there is nothing more frustrating than when a whole team of people are using the turrets, because obviously 3 is a lot more frustrating than 1. Now, most of the other ones in this video are going to be enemies, but this one is actually a teammate, and this is the zero awareness teammate. There is nothing worse than having a teammate who is just beyond clueless at the game. They have no idea at all what they're doing, and they often result in getting you a loss or even just getting you killed in a lot of situations. It is so damn frustrating. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being new to the game. This is not picking on newbies. If you're, playing your first match and you're clueless, that's completely fine because we all were when we first started playing. And there's also nothing wrong with not being as good as everyone else with the skills in the game, for example, like the just aiming at enemies or being not as good with your movement and stuff like that. Not everyone spends 25 hours a week playing the game like a lot of us do. So I'm not taking pot shots at newbies or people who are just not quite as good as the pro players, for example. Most of what I'm talking about is like common sense things that, hell, my freaking dad, who's never played a video game in his life, would clearly know what to do or what not to do in those situations. It's mostly to do with the players who will just do something that you cannot fathom how dumb it is that they decided to do that. It doesn't matter if you're a pro or it's your first time playing the game. These are things that generally anyone would be like, no, I probably shouldn't do that. And unfortunately, this player just decides to do it anyway. This also does sort of relate to those panic players that will be under like literally 1% pressure and they will just fold and cost the team a respawn or even worse, a win, because they didn't just sort of slow down to 1 millisecond and think about what to do. And like I said, there's just nothing more frustrating than having a teammate like that just clearly is not using their brain whatsoever. Now, next on the list, we actually have another teammate, and this is the kill chaser. This is the type of player who will be the last one alive on the team, knowing that he needs to stay alive to allow a respawn or revive you in tournaments, for example, without wasting 30% of your team's income. And instead, he acts like a dog when someone's thrown a ball and just must chase that player to get the kill, even though most of the time he doesn't actually end up getting that kill, resulting in a death, resulting in a team wipe, which, like I said, can cost you wins or even just cost costing you 30% of your score when it comes to playing in those tournaments. There is nothing worse than being in a really good position for the win, needing your teammate to just stay hidden in a corner for 10 seconds until you can respawn, at which point you and your teammate can get back into the action and support him and therefore protect the objective still, but instead they run out guns blazing thinking they're the freaking Terminator, only to just get instantly deleted in a 3v1 when you have 1 second left to respawn, causing the team wipe, resetting that timer to 15 or 20 seconds and allowing that team to steal the objective and get the win in the dying seconds. Now, last but not least, we have the sniper. This one is pretty self-explanatory. People who play snipers on the enemy team, especially those players who kind of sit back and don't actually help whatsoever. In this game, it takes almost no skill to get the snap aim assist and just kind of quickscope people with the meanest head glitch in existence. Yet, a lot of these dudes think they are literally in FaZe Clan because they can look in a general direction and then press L2 and R2 at roughly the same time. It is genuinely not hard whatsoever to snipe in this game, but unfortunately, a lot of people think they are literally a god when it comes to sniping. Now, don't get me wrong, if you are legitimately skilled as a sniper, mad respect to you. I've always been a big sniper in pretty much any shooter that I play, and I like to think I'm actually good at it without needing that snap aim assist. So this is not just a pot shot at anyone playing a sniper. If you are genuinely good, then hats off to you. But like I said, I do see a lot of people who clearly think that they are very good at the game or good at sniping, and they are very obviously not. They're completely relying on the aim assist. And so for those who spam those quick scopes, unfortunately, you are not as good as you think you are. But that is it for the 5 players that we all hate in the finals. Keep in mind, guys, this video is just banter. I'm not actually mad about people playing this way. To be honest, half of this shit, I'd do it myself. It is always just a good bit of fun to roast players in the community. Like I said, it's also fun to roast myself because half of these are actually directed at me as well. So it's not that deep, guys. It is just a bit of banter. So make sure to keep that in mind. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there in the arena.